from inside the dungeon is just back here, so he doesn't have to do any of the backtracking.
These guys can be super dodgy sometimes.
Yeah.
You're back.
In general, the AI in this game is like, they strafe super fast, and since the flash bolts travel pretty slow, it can be super difficult to hit enemies sometimes.
So we're actually going to skip the inauguration process for Martin here, just by leaving after opening the door. It continues running in the background, but we can go off and do other things that we need to do.
And yeah, during this time, we can spend some time just completing another quest early before we need to. And we're going to get a Daedric item. So right here, we're going to go get the Umbra. And for this to be like a legitimate Daedric item, we need to do a Daedric like shrine quest to get it. So we can't just pick up the Umbra, which in itself is a Daedric item. We can get the Umbra to trade it for a different one, though. So we're going to get this and then trade it in for the Mask of Clavicus Vile. And which is in itself is a bug in a sequence break.
It's supposed to be level 25, I think, to be able to start the quest. But by getting the sword first, it still gives you the completion objective for the quest.
And so the save file that he had before going in there, he got the sword, quick saved, reloaded the save file that was outside, interacted with the door while he paused, and then when he was in the pause menu, he loaded the quick save. It's kind of like hard to follow, but it's really simple. And so he's got the sword, and he's running back up here to the shrine, which is conveniently right next to it.
You approached.
And he needs to actually set the flag so he can speak to the shrine in the first place.
Probably the best skip in the game, dog butt skip.
Dog butt skip,
Yep.
found by Yemery Yams.
If you talk to the dog, specifically on the statue, it gives you none of the dialogue.
You normally have to wait like a lot longer and go through some more dialogue, but if you talk to the dog's butt, it just lets you just get straight to the point.
It is good to.
And he's going to go collect a bunch of books, but before he does that, he wants to make sure that he can get back here without having to fast travel and run up every time. So he sets a load warp location for that.
And one thing to note about load warping is not every door actually works. Sometimes if you load warp into an area, certain things despawn when they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Especially NPCs' clothes, but sometimes doors as well. So you can get into pseudo areas.
Good work.
So at Wayne and Priory, he made that save file on the outside, but if he made that save file on the inside looking out, and he did a load warp, and he was leaving the building upon that, the buildings would be there, but no collision, and it would just be funky.
He's actually going to wait until about the time that shops start opening, because the next thing after Tarmina here, he's going to have to actually interact with his shop owner.
All right, right before 8 a.m. is really nice.
Ah, you must.
And of course, again, he's going to set up another load warp spot for when he gets out of the meeting with the Path of Dawn dude. And right here, this guy is so nice to you and happy to see you as a customer, and then he immediately gets upset at you. Good day. And so you wait a bit, and then someone heard that you were having a little conversation with this guy, and now he's got the books. So you take it from him by just getting really mad at him, all drugged up and strong. And we just couldn't wait to get back into the sewers again.
We're actually going to go this way on purpose when you're supposed to actually go to Boris right now. But if we did do that, Boris would take forever to actually get through the sewers. He tries to kill every single enemy. It's just not worth it. So we're going to actually come all the way to where we're supposed to go, drop all the aggro by quick saving, quick loading, and then waiting for him.
Nice. That's the hardest scuba jump in the game. That's
Saves like 2 seconds max.
Saves 2 seconds.
I really wanted to get that. Like, I practiced that so hard today just to get it.
I'm so happy. So he's done this glitch earlier in the run, but if you just quick save and reload when you go through into a different cell, even though if you didn't quick save and reload, you would still have enemy aggro on you and you can't wait or fast travel. but if you just go through another cell and there's no enemies around you, you can just quick save and reload, and there's a good chance that no enemies will be on you. And then he was able to wait, and then Boris can travel all the way through without having to fight any slow enemies. And so that's your meeting with the guy. You got the last book.
It can be pretty hard to do this. Open the door and pause the game at the same time. I don't know if it's frame perfect, but probably pretty close to that.
Yeah, we found it to be a lot easier with like a mechanical keyboard type.
Yeah.
And as long as it's between, I think, 11:45 and 12:30, or something like that.
It's around there.
Yeah.
Then you'll be able to mark. That's why that's the only reason really in the run why time is important. You can be super vague everywhere else, but you need that to line up specifically, because if it's like 11:35, then you either have to fast travel somewhere else and come back, or you have to just stand there and wait for like 10 in-game minutes, which is kind of a while. It's like a whole minute. So yeah, now he doesn't have to worry about time anymore. It's definitely one of those runs where the more you progress through the run, the easier it gets. But it's a real struggle in the first half.
Do you guys know that you cannot escape the Master's Vigilance?
Yeah, I heard that. Oh, he almost
Tired
told
to
us.
say it. So you just kind of run past all the cult members here, and steal their book, and instantly leave.
It's the last room. Can he say it?
Let's put yourself in their shoes and see how confusing this would be.
And so as soon as you get out of that room, you just load warp out, because you needed to get So you can either wait for Mancart Cameron to go through the portal to get that notification, which takes like 10 seconds, or you can just quickly leave and you get the notification saying that he left. And then once you have that, the flag for the quest finishes, and then you can just, by the time I'm done describing it, he's already starting his next one. As he load warp all the way back up to Cloud Ruler Temple, and he's on his way to kill the spies for Joffrey. And if you want to know who the spies are, then you got to play this game casually, because this is going by way too fast. But I really hope you play this game casually. If you haven't, this is literally
Thank you.